What's going on, guys? All right, today's the day that I get the chainsaw sorted out, and I realized what my problem was the 2-in-1 sharpener. One of the files was gone bad, so I went and replaced it, and I sharpened it pretty good, but it kept catching in the wood and seizing up, and it just wasn't reliable. And you could see the thing, it was jumping when it was cutting, it was stuttering. So I figured that's because the teeth aren't all the same length. So I'm gonna do my best to straighten that out. If not, then I don't know, maybe I'll throw this saw in the garbage or to the scrapyard. But no, I'm just kidding. But anyways, let me try and get these teeth right and have this thing cutting right, because it's been a long time since I've had the saw cutting right. Okay, so that should do it. Hopefully everything goes well. It's hot out here, guys. There's a nice cool breeze because I'm not too far from the lake. I'm probably only about maybe a mile and a half at most away from the lake. But it's hot. It's been hot recently, but there's been a lot of rain. Actually, let me show you. Wheelbarrows, even though I drilled them out, they got caked up in the holes, so they're just holding the water. But look at all that water, guys. I've got some Norway maple and birch here, and I'm happy to get some birch because I haven't had any in a long time. People do like it here, but I still don't give them that much because it burns quick, you know. I'm gonna see how this goes, cut all that up. I'm gonna do some splitting as well. I got some ash there that I want to split up and finish my stack that you can see behind me there. Fill up that 4-cord area. This is probably going to be the last wood session that I do for the month of June, because it is July 1st this Saturday. That's our Canada Day. Canada is turning, is it 156? Yeah, 156. I'm headed out of town early, hopefully Wednesday, but most likely Thursday. And I'm hoping to do a trip to Easton Maine, so I gotta call Andrew. It's actually Monday today. I gotta give him a shout. So I want to go do a tour of the new facility. So provided that's done, look out for that in the video section on my channel, and I'll have a nice little tour with the Easton Maine. I got a question for Andrew too when I'm up there, so tune in for that. Okay, well, not perfect, because you could see the saw was still bucking a lot. Tell me why that is, guys. Well, I'll look it up on YouTube, so I might find out before you tell me in the comments. Now I want to split up some of this birch quick. I got these 2 ash rounds, so I'll just do those quick, and then I got to do some stacking. I don't really want to touch the Norway maple. There's some boiler wood that I cut up in there, throw it in the bin. Yeah, the Norway, I've had so much Norway, I'm just putting the Norway in the back, and when I start filling new crates, then I'll start feeding that into the crates, because I've already fed a bunch into the other ones that are existing. So let's get the Speco out. Throttle, choke, pull. most of that birch done. There's 1 or 2 pieces that were cut a little too long, so I gotta take like an inch and a half off of. That one I cut a little too long. I wasn't going crazy with the measuring tool, but the stuff that's not exactly straight, I don't really care about cutting it right on 16. A lot of that just goes loose into the totes, or it goes into that pile over there for the farmer. I got a lot of cleanup here, all that nasty birch. I had all this straight ash, and I was actually going to save that ash for the splitter, but some of the grain, it looked like it was just on an angle. Let me see if I could see any pieces like that. Yeah, look at this. It looked like the grain was on a bad angle, but you could see it there. But look how straight it came out. So that should have gone in the splitter. That should have actually saved for James Bainton when he comes by with the Easton made 37D. All right, stacking time. I was just talking to Skidder Kev. I saw his Facebook feed, and he found this GoPro camera, and the magnet fell off. I guess he was cutting the lawn because it was in a section of the ground where all the grass was cut on the side of the road or something like that. And I bought myself a magnet one time. I couldn't even figure out how to install it. I started taking screws out of the thing to try to figure it out. I just couldn't figure it out. But I gotta get one because it'll make for some better camera angles. It'll make for easier mounting the camera on my splitters. Because if you guys remember, a couple of years ago, I used to put the, I've done it recently too, but I put the tripod right on the splitter beam, or on the housing for the ram, and I'd have to hook it up with a bungee cord, and it was a little hard to get it on there. So it'd be nice if you could just put the magnet on, and then you could just run it, right? Easy setup, takes half a second, instead of like a couple minutes of trying to get the thing to stay on there properly. So yeah, I'm gonna go see Skidder Kev at some point. I said I'm gonna be out there on Sundays as usual. That's when I'm out there, but halfway, not all the way out there. So I said to him I'll come out at some point, and I asked him if Sunday is a good day. Not this Sunday coming, because I'm going fishing, and he said he's going to the cottage. So maybe next Sunday we'll see, but we're getting into July, and it's really hot in July. That's the problem. So we'll finish up the conversation and figure out if I can go next week. But yeah, I'm not going when it's like 33 degrees Celsius, 31 like it is in July. And 31 would be pretty much 90 degrees. I don't like the heat, guys. It's been hot lately, and I've been suffering because even just sitting around, I get hot, let alone doing stuff at work. See what he has to say. Yeah, he says Sundays can work. What was that? Was that a frog? Something just jumped over here. I don't know, that was weird. Something just moved. But I didn't see it scurrying across. I just saw something in one spot go into the wood pile. So, I don't know. Anyways. Okay, so I staggered these empty totes across so that I could get them down off of these two loose crates here. And if I want to fill wood into them, I can just move them around as I need to and open them up and get the wood in there and cover them back up. But working without a skid steer, I figure out how to move these around and not waste too much time. I do want to get some cleanup going back here. It is going to rain tomorrow, so it's ideal if I do clean it up, but there's just so much wood here that's got to move around first. And I got to get back there and do some cutting and open up that area first, bring all the sawdust out, and then stack the wood up into that area, the wood that I'm not splitting right now. And then I can work on the rest of the pile and start putting that where I want it to be. And there's just so much Norway maple again. But like I said, a lot of it's going to be boiler wood, so I'd say about maybe a quarter of what's here is going to go in the bin quickly. So next time I come around, I'll just cut the rest of it and get the boiler wood in the bin. And anyways, I'm going to finish up here. So we'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and all that good stuff.